Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And when I tell you guys that things keep getting more interesting in the crypto space, I honestly mean it. Because I've been spending some time on Twitter, and the things I'm reading are absolutely crazy. Binance is going for a lot of new endeavors. They're going to buy some companies. The FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried is extremely outspoken on Twitter, and he's kind of losing it. He's put up an entire new chapter of information, facts, and pieces, which make me rethink his sanity, but I guess also it makes you think about what the next steps are going to be. And also, from another perspective, he's basically getting a couple of different hearings. He's going to have to go to the US and explain some stuff. And then FTX people spoke out to say that Sam Bankman-Fried does not represent them necessarily. Things are just at a really interesting point. Anyway, guys, I don't think we need to spend any more time on this entire matter. Honestly, I want to put the whole Sam Bankman-Fried chapter behind us because it's kind of garbage. It's kind of stupid. I honestly think this man really deserves jail, and there's almost nothing you can tell me to convince me otherwise. But whether or not he's gonna get it is still up for debate. And he's going crazy over on Twitter with his very cryptic, strange tweets. All I know is make sure you press the like button if you enjoyed the update, and there's just so much more coming, but I'm also not sure what to share with you guys because there's so much cloudiness as well. I mean, there's so many exchanges that are in trouble. There's CZ of Binance that tells everybody to not buy crypto right now. There's so many crazy parts, but I'll try to summarize it and get it all into one video for you guys later today. So make sure, guys, that you press that like button and, of course, get that notification bell on, and that is it for today's video update. Now, first of all, Tom Brady, Steph Curry, Golden State Warriors, and other high-profile celebrities are all being sued for at some point or another promoting FTX. Alameda, the major VC, I guess, underneath Sam Bankman-Fried, that he owned together with FTX, Alameda partner on stage, and more insights are coming, and this is what this person stated a little bit later yesterday. Someone was dumping our coin. We found out it was Alameda. We asked them to stop market making, yet they continue dumping all on Liquid. I'm assuming this Alameda partner then is actually a Liquid individual. Of course, not a Liquid individual, but somebody of the firm Liquid, which also stopped or halted withdrawals. We asked them to stop market making, yet they continue dumping all on Liquid. We have a lot of proof showing the above, a synthetic version of our coin created on Liquid. Someone illegally accessed our blockchain. Alameda blames Liquid, which is owned by Alameda. Liquid says Alameda asked them to do this. Huge news story coming out on this. We had 6 months of investigation and insider discussions. FTX did not hold assets one-to-one. We've heard this time and time again. Our liquidity was stolen. Operation is very sophisticated. We specialize in data tracking, and it took us 3 months to find out what happened. This is fraud at its highest level. SBF knew of everything and is complicit, and the FTX scam was engineered since day one. This all happened to me in March 2022, and we've known about the FTX scam months and months and months ago and contacted the SEC. Media did not listen to us. Oh, actually, this might just be an Alameda partner from the VC, actually, that now does not work there anymore. Could just be sour, though. Take it with a grain of salt. Media did not listen to us. No one was listening because no one wanted to believe that FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried were scams, even though some of the biggest VC firms, I guess they didn't want to believe it either. I sent everything to the FTC multiple times months ago, and they didn't even reply. I won't comment on whether Gary Gensler was involved after a panelist asked. And CZ must have known what was going on. Not sure why he offered to acquire FTX. Note, CZ mentioned he did not know how bad things were at FTX, but figured it out quickly. This problem is systematic. Projects were scared to come out. I know projects that lost $100 million plus. Projects were scared to come out because of NDAs with Alameda and FTX, and I believe more projects will be coming up. Many exchanges and entities are likely wash trading like FTX, and this issue is systematic. Binance, KuCoin, Kraken are good exchanges in my opinion. Now, we had to let go 200 employees due to Alameda attack. They tried to destroy us. Again, it makes me think that it's from Liquid. I expect many people to cover for SBF. This is crime at the highest degree. Regulators need to embrace decentralization. Should not be a concern for exchanges, as everything should be backed one-to-one, which I agree with. Many other exchanges probably did some dodgy crap as well. Any exchange slowing liquidity should be treated as a red flag, which is why I guess a lot of people are taking their money off of other exchanges, like, for example, crypto.com. Now, this might actually be partially a I guess, series of statements that can be confirmed if you look at a lot of other industry players. I mean, people right now are questioning everything about Sam Bankman-Fried. Like, for example, David Schwartz says, I keep hearing people describe Sam Bankman-Fried as a good trader. Now, is it really true? Did he just get lucky in the big bull market, or really what happened, right? David Schwartz has a nice analogy of, well, if you always pay $1 to play the lottery, you'll probably never win, but maybe once, and you made a great amount. Are you then really good at it? Depends. But let's say that you play the reverse lottery. You basically win $1 every single day, and you kind of never lose, except for that one time where you, in this case here, lose $16 billion of your customers' money. Then you're not really a great trader, right? I mean, it's just a probability game, I guess. Now, if you're wondering, Sam Bankman-Fried has gone on even more of a rant. As you guys remember, the end of it all was truth and beauty, but over the last couple of hours, the chapter, I guess, has prolonged. Or there's more chapters now to this book, and actually quite a significant amount more. I think like 10 or so more. Yeah, 14 more. So let's cover those. Once upon a time, a month ago, FTX was a valuable enterprise. I should also add that there's so much more conspiracy in all of this, right? Just understand that people are very angry saying that Sam Bankman-Fried was basically, I don't know if the right word is illicit, but he wanted to hurt people. I mean, take a look at things that are happening right now. We've had Genesis's $2.8 billion crypto lending unit halting withdrawals, citing the FTX collapse. We've had a couple of other major players actually stop with everything, like Liquid. Some are now trying to state things along the lines of what we see right here. Crypto was thriving, crypto was winning. Central bankers admit they were scared. This is why they needed an intelligence black op to undermine it from the inside. They leveraged all their tools to create a cloud of legitimacy around SBF so they could make him fall and basically be the scapegoat for everything. And also a couple of guys are talking about this new conference, which I don't know if it's real. I didn't actually verify that. It says we're here November 30th. New York City premier sponsor, Accenture, with Sam Bankman-Fried, President Zelensky, Larry Fink, and Secretary Janet Yellen, which people are looking at to basically confirm this entire idea that BitBoy shared over on Twitter, which goes along the lines of, you guys understand what you're watching right now. You think it's all a coincidence that suddenly we are sending Ukraine a lot of money in aid? It's to make that $200 million in missing crypto donations and laundered money disappear. Thank God we are able to tweet truth without fear. For right now, I'd say this. Let us continue on with Sam Bankman-Fried's thoughts and his opinion and everything. Just the 19 to 32. Once upon a time, a month ago, FTX was a valuable enterprise. FTX had $10 to $15 billion of daily volume and roughly $1 billion of annual revenue, $40 billion of equity value. And we were held as paragons of running an effective company. I was on the cover of every magazine, and FTX was the darling of Silicon Valley. We get overconfident and careless. And problems were brewing, larger than I realized. Again, these numbers are approximate. Leverage built up $5 billion of it, backed by about $20 billion of assets, which were, well, they had value. FTT had value in EV, but they had risk. And that risk was correlated with the other collateral and with the platform. And then the crash came. In a few-day period, there was a historic crash, over 50% in most correlated assets with no bid-side liquidity. And at the same time, there was a run on the bank. Roughly 25% of customers' assets were withdrawn each day, about $4 billion. As it turned out, I was wrong. Leverage wasn't $5 billion, it was $13 billion. $13 billion leverage, total run on the bank, total collapse in asset value, all at once. Which is why you don't want that leverage. Shrapnel. Last night, I talked to a friend of mine. They published my messages. Those were not intended to be public, but I guess they are now. And this is what happened. So, do you think you've processed the magnitude of what just happened? I feel like I haven't processed it all yet, and I wasn't even at the center of it. And then he says, as a softerworld.com index, whatever. And he says, damn, man. Okay. I guess that's not really a friend of yours, though. If he publishes that stuff like that, that's really ratty. I don't like that. Even though he's hurt a lot of people and he doesn't deserve, to be treated that well, I personally think. I think this is rat behavior. I don't support that. I don't condone that at all. Well, that gives some color, I guess. It sucks. I'm really sorry that things ended up as they did. He's really saying like, hey, sorry, bro. Sorry I lost you guys' $10 billion. Maybe because he's so out of touch with reality by being this wealthy. He doesn't feel it this way. I don't know. And as I said, I'm going to do everything I can to make it right. A few thoughts. A, it's really hard to be a regulator. They have an impossible job to regulate entire industries that grow faster than their mandate allows them to. and so often they end up mostly being unable to police as well as they ideally would. Even so, there are regulators who have deeply impressed me with their knowledge and thoughtfulness. The CFTC has, the SCB has, and VARA, too, and others scattered. But most are overwhelmed, which means that interacting with regulatory structures can be really frustrating. A huge amount of work, much of it arbitrary, and relatively little consumer protection. Screw that. You all deserve frameworks that let regulators protect customers while allowing freedom. Some of what I said was thoughtless or overly strong. I was venting and not intending that to be public. I guess at this point, what I write leaks anyway, and in the future, I'm going to be careless about the dumb, contentless good actor framework. What matters is what you do. Is actually doing good or bad, not just talking about doing good or bad using ESG language. Anyway, none of that matters now. What matters is doing the best I can and doing everything I can for FTX customers. And to that, I'd like to state, what in the world is he talking about? Why is he going on such a crazy rant about kind of nothing? He's saying, why are you talking about regulators right now? What's the point of this? I literally don't understand 1% of why he would go on a venting spree about regulators to this degree. I don't understand why. Is it to showcase how hard he was trying in the back end? Is it to showcase how FTX could go wrong because it's not properly regulated? Why is he saying like a half-assed sorry? Why is putting these messages out there important? Why is he venting like this? I don't really understand. I think John Wick here, I agree with, with Zero Hedge. Restart, question mark. Bankman-Fried, if we're being fair, if the regulator treats you fair, if the SEC treats you fair and doesn't, let those connections that you have impede in the process, then you should be charged for fraud, misappropriating investors' funds to Alameda, and this would be a federal case in which 95% lose. Once convicted, you should face 10 years in prison without parole. Now, I don't know exactly about that. I don't know if 10 years should be exactly what he's going to get. Now, before we move on, guys, make sure that you press the like button on this video, but more importantly, that you press that notification bell on. There's going to be more very important updates in the near future, and even though right now it's just a daily crypto news update about the most important things that are going on in the FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried and potentially other parts of crypto realm, sometimes there is some breaking news that could literally make you thousands or lose you thousands, so make sure you have the notification bell on.